By Arizona standards, the drive to the mine isn't particularly scenic. It's plain desert, but the history at the end makes it worthwhile. Once you hit dirt, the navigation is straightforward and the mine is easy to find. You start on Mineral Mountain Road, where you can carry some speed, then take that to Reymert Road. The trail itself is easy, but it does have some rocky, narrow, and rutted stretches. Nothing a stock Jeep can't handle easily. Our goal was simply to get to the mine as swiftly and safely as possible. We went during the week and saw no one on the trail or at the mine. The Funtreks book has some good information about the mine, and if you want to follow a GPS track, use OnX Offroad.
Reymert Mine was founded in the late 1880s by James Reymert, a newspaper editor turned mining entrepreneur. What started as a silver strike grew into a small boom town with smelters, cabins, and even a post office. Like many Arizona mining towns, it sprang up quickly and just as quickly began to fade. Silver ore was the first draw, but when that played out, the miners turned to manganese, keeping the site active through different bursts of production all the way into the 1950s. After Reymert's death in 1896, the mine's ownership often changed. The only constant was the name, which has never changed. James Reymert lived long enough to see the town fade, but not long enough to see it vanish completely. He died in Los Angeles in 1896, while the place that carried his name was already slipping into history. By the late 1970s, much of what remained was bulldozed, leaving only scattered ruins in the desert.
There's a well-marked parking area when you arrive at the mine ruins. The most visible remnants are the old stone and brick kilns, once used for smelting ore. They would have burned at nearly 2,000 degrees to melt silver and later manganese. What's interesting is that the bricks don't show heat damage. That's because they were made of fire brick, built to withstand extreme temperatures without cracking or discoloring. And what we're seeing now is a tough outer shell that survived long after the flames went cold. Around the kilns are low stone walls, scattered foundations, and bits of rubble that hint at cabins, a store, and maybe even an old post office. Standing here, it's easy to imagine the scene a century ago. Miners hauling ore, smoke rising from the kilns, and the grinding and clanking of machinery filling the air. Today, the area is peaceful and quiet. However, you need to watch for rattlesnakes, which can be tucked into the brush or among the ruins. What's hard to imagine is how the miners working at the smelter could have tolerated the 2,000-degree heat generated by the smelting process, particularly in the summer when desert temperatures routinely soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Without any modern Labor Day laws to protect them from injury or illness, let alone death, conditions were quite harsh. Whether miners back then were tougher is debatable, but what isn't debatable is that their lives were harder and much shorter.
After exploring the mine ruins, we stopped at a small stone miner's cabin locals call the Sugar Shack. It's tucked right into the hillside, and that wasn't by accident. Building into the slope helped regulate temperature, cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, while also saving materials and offering protection from wind and weather. Some say it even provided a little concealment from passers-by. Step in closer and you'll see a door still hanging in place, shelves carved into the walls, and even an old refrigerator built into the back wall. Standing inside the cabin gave us an intimate feel for the history of this area. However, for us, the cabin did raise some questions. Did only one miner live there at a time, or more than one? And if so, how many? Did whomever lived there share the space with desert creatures who also sought refuge from the heat in the summer and cold in the winter? And also, the refrigerator was an old-style gas absorption refrigerator used in some RVs even today. But did it really keep the food cold in the summer when the temperature was well into the 100s?
After we left the cabin, we returned to the staging area. Thanks for riding along with us today. If you love exploring Arizona's mining history, you'll enjoy this trail. If not, you may find the drive itself a little underwhelming. But for us, exploring the mine area and the cabin was yet another exciting Arizona adventure. We also want to give a shout out to other Arizona-based creators who have YouTube channels devoted to off-roading in Arizona, including Buckin' Life Off-Road, Trail 89 Adventures, CW50 Adventures, Rarity, and Truax Off-Road. We subscribe to these channels and greatly enjoy their content. Links for each channel can be found in the description below. Until next time, keep your rubber down and your spirits up.